Welcome back to the workshop. I'm Benjamin Davies, and today we're making rivet bucks. That's a quick dirty one that I made for this video right here. Yeah, it's a pretty cool little phone caddy that we love using around the shop. One of the ways we were able to make that and protect that rivet is because of this little riveting buck. And they're really simple and easy to make. And we're gonna break down how to do that for you today. Let's get to it. Starting suction! Boy, what a windbag. 1 inch, sorry. This Infinity Hardy tool here, you've probably seen the video. Anyways, 1 inch square hot rolled solid bar, 1018 mild steel. Let's go. Got it, baby. Have a tiger. Oh, got one left cut out of it. Hey, if you're new here, welcome to Maker's Journey Workshop. My name is Benjamin Davies, and I started my blacksmith business 15 years ago with very minimal tools. I've learned a lot of creative workarounds since then, trying to figure out how to make things happen when I didn't necessarily have the ideal tool. And that's what our YouTube's all about, sharing that information with you. Hope it provides you a lot of value and saves you some time in the workshop. For the next 30 days, we're doing a 30 for 30 challenge. It's something we came up with here recently to try to pack as much value in 30 days as we could possible. We've got a lot of great videos coming your way that are going to be helpful and hopefully cut down on your time deficit as you slowly start to chase your blacksmith dreams as well. If you're enjoying our content, smash that subscribe button, and please, we'd really appreciate it if you share it with a friend. All right, let's get back to our video. Actually, before we get started there, one of the collateral benefits of this 30 for 30 challenge that we're doing is trying to crank out 30 YouTubes in 30 days is it really forces my mind to think about streamlining things and making things as quick as possible without at all sacrificing or compromising quality. And so one of the things we're going to do right now is while we record this next bit, I'm gonna go ahead and light this forge, and that way that forge is ready for me and I can go straight to work, and it'll just make things that much faster. Let's do it. Light the lighter. Today we're making rivet headers or rivet bucks for 3/16, 1/4 inch, and 5/16. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to kiss the top of the drill press, just make a little recess essentially is what we're trying to do with the tip of the drill, and that way it gives us a starting point. Got all 3 of those drilled and ready to go. We're gonna go ahead and shove them in the fire, and while those heat up, there's one more thing we need to do that's gonna help us make this tool today. And I think the way that we're laying out the flow of our morning, everything's gonna line up just right to where we get to work constantly without having to wait for something. This 1 inch bar is gonna take a little while to heat up. If you're working larger stuff in the forge that day, I recommend you start with your smaller stuff, and that way you can go to forging straight away or as quick as possible versus this larger stuff. Luckily, our forge has been heating up for about 20 minutes now. This will probably take about 5 to 10 minutes to get where we need it, and I think we can have our next and final tool to make this tool. tool that we used just the other day when we were making our phone caddy. And it's still got the 3/16 head rivet on it. And it still looks pretty good, but we're gonna go ahead and cut it off and just start fresh. And I'm gonna show you how to do that. So we're gonna use this whole bar, and it's gonna be a striking plate essentially for us. And it's consumable. It's making the tool to make the tool to make the thing. And sometimes that's just the way the process goes. All right, so let's drop our 3 rivets in. Got those holes drilled up just like we said. We're gonna go ahead and drop our 3/16 in. Got our 5/16 and our 1/4 inch. Now we're gonna go through on the back side, and we're gonna make sure we apply some pressure on this. So we're gonna plug weld it from the back side, and we'll remove whatever excess we got real quick. We'll just buzz it off with the angle grinder. Believe it or not, once we lance these guys off and harden these rivets really quick, it's gonna take us about 60 seconds of total work to finish up the rest of our job, and our tools will be ready. All right, gonna lance these off really quick. A lot of people notice I'm wearing shorts, and we'll catch a lot of flack for that. I am a big dude, and shorts are what are most comfortable for me in the shop. I get some burns every now and again, but I'm pretty smart and pretty mindful about, you know, how I'm doing things. That way all those sparks are pointing away from you. And besides that, we don't really weld all day. That guy's barely got anything on it. And the stock that we work, it's not really big, huge flat bar that's gonna throw off some gnarly pieces of scale that are really gonna burn us. Most of the stuff just hits our skin and bounces off. Every now and again, we'll catch a piece down our boot and it'll smolder on our sock. And that's about the worst of it. For me, to be comfortable to do this, the amount of hours that I usually put in a day, it's just worth it for me to wear shorts. There's a lot of great little lessons to be learned from this next step, even though it's a small step and it's gonna go like things, nuances that I bet Caustic Puffin would probably pay attention to. And those are, you need your handy dandy Infinity Hardy tool. Yep, make sure it's loosened up, make sure it's ready. I've got my hammer, that's the hammer I'm gonna use to strike. And then I've got my top tool, where we put those little rivets, and all that was within my reach. And that way, as I come straight out of the fire, I'm ready to work, and I'm not walking around wasting time. This makes a huge difference, especially as you're working smalls. So really think about how you set up. I love this little table. I tote it around me, around the shop all the time, and that way I can stage things there and as I need them, especially when I'm using tooling like this. So think about your process, make sure you're set up well. All right, let's get to it. It happens. This way. in my first one, I noticed I was off to one side. And in the second one, I tried to overcompensate because I noticed I was higher on the back side and I misleaked. That happens. I'm not too worried about it. That tool's a little out of center, but it's still gonna work great for me. That chamfering that I'm doing right there on the corners is because I'm not perfectly level. And so by me chamfering, it kind of compensates and gets the rest of that block out of the way whenever I need to set my rivet, especially if you've got a smaller point that you need to attach to. You can save these. You can make them taller, you can make them shorter, you can make them wider. But this is just a good starting point so you understand the concept of how to protect the dome of that rivet as you're setting from the other side. All right, let's finish up. Turn this time. We can already tell it's already coming back off that way. There we go. Second. Yep. See what I want? Baby, take your time here. Keep throwing strike. Finish your butt. I'm gonna let you know if it don't do it. Man, so much better. Unfazed. All right, so even though that one turned out a lot better, I'm still gonna go through and I'm gonna chamfer the edges with the hammer. If not, if you don't wanna take this extra 10 seconds at the anvil, you can go ahead and take an extra 10 minutes at the belt grinder and make it look really pretty, okay? Fancy? Look at that, left-handed hammering, baby. I've not even polished those guys up yet, and they look awesome. So one or two of them got a little off center, not bad. And the reason I chamfer that is because I noticed as I was striking, just trying to get in the right camera angle, I got a little bit out of level. Instead of running the risk of leveling off with the hammer and maybe messing up my dome, I just went ahead and chamfered the corners. A lot of times you'll see rivet set tools, that just means the top tool, made the same way, and that way you can actually get in there, because sometimes those rivets you're trying to reach are in some tight spaces or have some things around them. These are going to be awesome. I'm really looking forward to using these in our shop and some of the projects we're going to have coming up. Thank y'all so much for being here today. Don't forget to smash that subscribe button. Smash that subscribe button. And we'll see y'all tomorrow. Get out there and make some mistakes.